Hello and welcome back to my channel. I will be talking about all of the books that I hauled in July. So July is my birthday month, so I had a Waterstones voucher, I had an Amazon voucher, and I also had some books from my friend who was unhauling a pile of her books. So we have quite a bit to go through today, so get yourself a drink, get yourself cozy, and let's go through these 24 books. These are in no particular order. I have two piles in front of me that you can't quite see, but I will literally just be picking them up and going through them. So we probably should get started. The first lot of books were the ones from my friend that she was unhauling, so I'll talk to you about those. The first one is absolutely massive, and that is It by Stephen King. So everybody knows that this book is about the killer clown. It's a horror book, and you know, it doesn't really need any introduction at all. So I have listened to the audiobook of this a very long time ago, and I enjoyed it, but I feel like I personally struggle with audiobooks and retaining the information, so I would be really interested in reading this physically. So of course I now have a copy of it. It's just insane how huge it is, and I really like the cover of this. I'm not sure I've seen this cover before, but of course I have this. We then have Looking for Alaska by John Green. I did read some John Green when I was a teen / young adult, but not much, and I have never read Looking for Alaska. I know it is about a girl that goes missing, I think, and that is pretty much all that I know about it. But because they're not particularly long and, you know, a little bit of fun, his books are kind of depressing. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun to read some of these books that I would have potentially read when I was growing up. So we have Looking for Alaska. We also have Paper Towns by John Green. Again, I don't know what Dottie is doing. She's being a menace, of course. We have this. I can't remember if I have read this one either, which makes me think I haven't read it, but I again will give it a go, and with these I will see if anyone I know is interested in reading these, and if not, they'll be donated to someone else. This one I've most definitely read, and that is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I remember reading this just before the movie came out because it had a lot of hype around it. I was in, I believe, my second year of uni, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't have a physical copy of it because we've moved around so much that I had to donate a lot of my physical books throughout the times, so I just thought it'd be nice to have a copy. I will probably potentially reread. I might do a little series on rereading some of these books, but we shall see. We then have Want by Gillian Anderson. I sort of know that this is about anonymous people anonymously submit their fantasies, their sexual fantasies, and it's about that. It's not one that I would necessarily pick up and would personally read myself. You know, I wouldn't go out of my way to pick it up, but seeing as my friend had offered to give it to me because she was getting rid of it, I thought I'll give it a go and see if it's for me, and if not, as with all books, there'll be someone who may be interested in this that we could pass it on to. Then the final book from my friend that I have with me is The Christmas Murder Game by Alexandra Benedict, and I don't know anything about this other than it's clearly a Christmas book but also a murder book, and yeah, I just thought why not have a book that I can read around Christmas time and give it a go. It does have on the front, "This Christmas is to die for, let the games begin." So yeah, we'll be reading this at Christmas. I'm excited for that. Those are the books that my friend gave to me. Now there are a couple of honourable mentions, and those are Mate by Ali Hazelwood. She did give me a copy of that, but I already have a copy, so I'm passing that on to a friend so that she can read that as well. And also Holly by Stephen King, but my granddad currently has that because he wanted to read it, and I said you'll probably get to it before I do, so he has that. Once I get that back, I will probably show it, but it's not that deep. I think the piles go a little bit all over the place, so I will just tell you where they came from when I pick them. The next one is Behind the Net by Stephanie Archer, and this is the Vancouver Storm series. I believe this is the first book in the series, but I'm sure when I checked it that they're interconnected anyway, but I'm almost positive that this is the first one. So this is an ice hockey romance. I got this out of the local book box. It just seemed interesting to me. I did look and saw that a couple of friends have read this, so I was intrigued to see if I would like it, because I've not actually read any ice hockey romance as of yet, so why not give this one a go. We then have A Little Life by Hanya Yanaghara. I think that's how you say it. And I picked this up from an Oxfam a few weeks ago. This is one that I've seen absolutely everywhere, that people seem to absolutely love, but also don't want to recommend and say that it's really a lot. There's, you know, so much happens in it. It's quite intense. And firstly, it's absolutely huge. And I think the writing is insanely small. So I was getting FOMO. I want to try it. I want to see. I want to potentially regret my life reading this. The angle may have changed slightly because my microphone died. So, yes, I just want to give this a go because I want to read everything anyway. But yes, I'm intrigued to see how this is. So on that same trip when I bought that, I also picked up Eragon by Christopher Paolini. This is book 1 in the Inheritance cycle. Now, you may have seen that, I think it might have been last month, or possibly, yeah, I think it was last month, I picked up the other 3 books in this series, but they didn't have the first one secondhand. So when I saw this, I had to pick it up, and I got this from a cafe that also sells secondhand books. So it was perfect. It is, I believe, a reprint, so it isn't the original cover. I believe the ones I've got are the original or like an older version. This is an updated version, so the picture and the name are the wrong way round, but it is the same cover picture because that has now been updated, and for the most part it looks the same. It's as close as I was going to get buying secondhand, so I can't complain about that too much. I then have another book from the book box, and this is another sporty romance, and that is Cross the Line by Simone Soltani, and it has sprayed edges. I think that this is a book from the works, and this is an F1 romance. I have read one other F1 romance and I did enjoy it, so I thought I would give this one a go, and I'm intrigued to see how it goes. We have another book from the book box. There's quite a lot in the book box this month that were really good, and I always put books back in there. I'm a regular to my book box, so, and also if they're not 100% for me, then they go back in there, so I think that that's absolutely fine. They're there to be read. I got Things I Wanted to Say by Monica Murphy, which is a Lancaster Prep novel, and I almost didn't pick this up out of the book box because I thought it was the second book in a series, because I thought A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime was the first one, but everything I've seen has said this is the first one, but they're also interconnected standalones more than an actual series, so I picked it up. I didn't realise they were this long, I will say that much, but I'm intrigued to see what this is about and give it a go. We then have I think this is the last book that I picked out of the book box. That is Hooked by Asako Yuzuki, and it's from the same author that wrote Butter, and I did read Butter. I'm pretty sure I got that out of my local library and I enjoyed that. I've seen this pretty much everywhere and have been intrigued, so I thought I would give it a go. I don't think it's one that I will probably keep after this anyway, so I'll probably most likely read this and then put it back. It's still going. We then have Arcana Academy by Elsie Kova, and this is the first one in a series. This I picked up from Amazon because it was, I'm pretty sure it was less than £4, but it's definitely less than £5 on sale. And I also have an Amazon voucher, so technically this was free, of course, girl math. So this is one that I've seen quite a lot of people discuss and really enjoy, and obviously it's clearly about a magical academy, and that just sounded really fun. And it does have like cute end papers in here, well, papers and artwork, and I just thought it sounded fun and I couldn't resist for that price. There's a pop-up bookshop that we get in our town every so often, and they sell really cheap second-hand books for you to just browse there. There's loads, any kind, any genre, anything you could think of, they most likely have it. And I picked up, firstly, Lullaby by Chuck Palahnuk. Chuck Palahnuk. And this, I've read quite a few of Chuck Palahnuk books before and really enjoyed them. This one seems to be about a lullaby that when people sing it or tell it to anybody, that person dies, and that just sounds interesting, but also it sounds like it's a little bit funny and a little bit tongue-in-cheek, so I'm looking forward to that. It isn't in the best of conditions, but all the books in there were half price, so it was meant to be £2.50, so I got it for like what, £1.25, so I can't complain with that at all. And it is a vintage edition and it just looks really cute, so I picked that up. I then, from that same place, picked up Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I really like this copy. I think it's like a specific edition, and surprisingly I've not read any Agatha Christie. No, that's not true. I have read some Agatha Christie. I've read one Agatha Christie, and that is Autumn Chills, which is a collection of short stories. I've not read any other Agatha Christie, and I really want to, and I really want to get into more of her work, so I thought, why not go with Murder on the Orient Express? I feel like this is one that a lot of people know. I, of course, know it's about a murder on a train. I don't know anything else about it, and I'm intrigued to get into it and see if I enjoy it. I then actually was very, very lucky to receive some books from Tandem Collective. So it must have been early June. I requested, they do their called Tandem Stacks, and they send you a couple of books, well, 3 books, and I signed up for it and then didn't hear anything and assumed that I must not have got it, because they obviously get a lot of people requesting them. Didn't think anything of it, and then I had a parcel turn up at my door. So I have 3 books from Tandem, which is absolutely amazing, and as always, thank you so much to Tandem for sending these through. So 2 of them I knew what I was getting, and then the 3rd book was a mystery book. So this is one of the 2 that I knew, and that is Medusa by Hanya Gray, and this, I'm imagining, is a retelling of some sort, or some kind of reimagining of Medusa, and it not only sounds amazing, it also looks so gorgeous, absolutely lovely. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this. This is another one that I knew was in the stack, and that is All That We See or Seem by Ken Liu, and I also have a bookmark to go with it, which just has the title and then it just has some information on it. And this one is a sci-fi, and I did read the synopsis and it sounded really interesting, but now I can't 100% remember exactly what it's about, but it looks really good, and I know I would have checked and it would be something that I'm interested in, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. The cover is really cool. And then the final one was the mystery book, and not only was it a mystery, but it was also hardback, and that is Private Lives by Emily Edwards. And I believe that this is sort of like a thriller, and it's trying to figure out something that's happened, and it's from the author of The Herd, which I've never heard of, but if I enjoyed this, potentially something that I would pick up. So yeah, I was just very happy to have received these books, and I can't wait to read them. I then did some shopping for my birthday, and I went into the works, and I wasn't planning on picking anything up, but of course every time you go in and you say I'm absolutely not going to get anything, you end up coming away with books. So I got Silvercloak by L.K Steven for £5. This does have a little bit of damage on the spine, which is really annoying, but this was the last copy, so I just picked it up. And for £5, I actually had been into Waterstones before I went into the works, and I was looking for this and couldn't see it, so I'm really glad that I hadn't found it, because I would have been a little bit annoyed if I'd have bought it at Waterstones and then found it for half the price in the works. So yes, I'm really intrigued to get into this. I know this is one that I've seen a lot of people really enjoy. I've seen quite a few people talk about it, so it sounds really interesting. Before I went into the works, I did some damage in Waterstones. So I had a voucher for Waterstones, so again, free books. I picked up Hemlock and Silver by Kingfisher. This is a Snow White sort of reimagining from what I know. I've definitely seen a lot about this. I really like Kingfisher's writing style. I've read from the Saints of Steel series. I've read the first one. I've got the second one to read, and I just want to read more from Kingfisher, so I will be collecting more of her works and starting with this one. It does have the red sprayed edge, and I just thought the cover was really cute as well, so I'm looking forward to reading this. I then picked up Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, and I may as well say them both at the same time, Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. So originally I went in to get them both. They didn't have Royal Assassin when I went in, so I just picked up Assassin's Quest and had to get this one ordered in. But I now have the next two books in to complete the Farseer trilogy, so I'm really looking forward to getting into these. They are significantly larger than Assassin's Apprentice, but since I loved Assassin's Apprentice, it was the best book I've read this year. It has to be. It's the only book I've given 5 stars. So yes, the next book I'll be reading in the series, Royal Assassin, and then Assassin's Quest. So I'm glad to have both of those, which means that once I've read the second one, if I really want to, I can dive directly into the next one. I then picked up Survival Show by Juno Dawson, and have also already read this one. This is the only book out of all of these that I've actually read and not that I've previously read a long time ago, maybe. So yes, this was bought at an independent bookshop when I went out with my husband, and I wanted to buy a book to support the independent bookshop, and I was looking around and nothing was really calling out to me, and he found this and I absolutely decided I needed to pick it up. So I picked up this and it was really good. I'm sure you can watch my July wrap up to see what I thought about it. And then this is the final book, and also another book that I picked up from Waterstones with my voucher, and that is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. It was £5 off, signed edition, and also gorgeous sprayed edge. And again, this is one that I have seen a lot of people really enjoy it. A lot of people I know have read this and loved it, and I had it on my list of want to read, so I just thought, what better time to pick it up, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to read it. And also it's got that. But yes, that concludes my July book haul. Now I will say there's no way that there will be this many books hauled probably for a very long time, but yes, I don't even know if I'll be able to pick them all up to show you. Let's see how high I can stack it and see what we can do. I'm not sure how well this, no, I cannot imagine I'm going to be able to, and even if I do pick them all up, you're not going to be able to see them, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I might, let's see if I can position them next to me in a semi-nice way. Right, let's see if we can. these are not even, you can't even see them all. These are all the books that I hauled this month. Oh. So thank you so much for watching. If you have liked this video, please give it a like. If you would like to see more, please do subscribe. Leave me a comment down below and tell me if you have read any of these books, if there's any that you would highly recommend. Where should I even start? How am I going to get through all these books? I don't think I even have the space for them all on the shelves. So thank you so much for watching.